Hi there, it's Lieutenant Daniels here, and today I want to share something that I know will impact you and will help you take your life to the next level. And it is called the power of your mind, and how the conscious and the subconscious mind work together to help you or to work against you. So most people's minds work against them. But I want to show you now how you can harness your own mind to work for you as opposed to having it working against you. There's an ancient aphorism which says, know thyself, and to thyself be true. This was shared by the greatest philosopher who ever lived, Aristotle. So you have to understand yourself. This is what we call in our modern day term self-awareness. Once you understand yourself and how you function, it's easy for you to make decisions that will improve the quality of your life. I want to share with you the difference between the conscious and the subconscious mind and how the two work together. The conscious and the subconscious mind. So your conscious is likened to a garden. And your subconscious mind is likened to a garden. Not just any garden, a fertile garden. This is your gardener, this is your garden. So in other words, your conscious mind knows what is right and wrong, and it knows what is good or bad. Guess what? Your subconscious mind does not know right and wrong, good and bad. It doesn't know. It is only your conscious mind that knows. Where is your conscious mind located in your body? It is located in a place here called the prefrontal cortex. This is the place of your decision making. That's why this mind is called your executive mind. This is your executive brain, because this is where you make decisions. Your subconscious mind takes orders from your conscious mind. So whatever the conscious says, this one takes orders. And once the information comes here, it changes everything. Your conscious mind can only handle up to 7 activities at one time. Your subconscious mind can handle millions of activities at any given time. Your subconscious mind is known to be a memory bank. A memory bank. So anything that you've ever done is sitting here. Your subconscious does not forget anything that you have ever done. Your conscious mind forgets. Your subconscious doesn't forget. I can do a simple exercise with you now and ask you a simple question and say, what is 5,000 plus 5,000? You already have the answer. You didn't have to count until 10,000. Why? That information is sitting where? In your subconscious mind. Now, according to neuroscience, we hear and we have learned that it takes about 0 to 7, between the ages of 0 to 7 years, this is where the programming takes place. Programming takes place. So anytime you hear about belief systems, limiting belief systems, that emanates from here. So anything that has taken place in your life between the ages of 0 to 7 years, that is the program that you received. And some people are impacted by the decisions that were taken at this age today. There are things that you learned from this age. There are things that were programmed to you or installed in you between these ages. And some of the things you can't get rid of because they were programmed at your early age. Why is that important to know? It is important because between the ages of 0 to 7, this is when your subconscious mind is at play. Subconscious is at play. In other words, your subconscious mind is the one that takes everything that is installed in it. Whatever is said to you, whatever is shown to you, you deem it as right. And remember what we said earlier, your subconscious doesn't know what is right or wrong, what is good or bad. It's only the conscious that knows. Meaning, the ages of 0 to 7, a child has not yet developed consciousness, a conscious mind. They don't know what is right or wrong or good or bad. You teach a child what is right and wrong. You teach them what is good or bad. So that is why we are told that fear is not something we were born with. Fear is something we learned. We were born from the consciousness of love. But fear is something you are taught from a very young age. And you tend to be scared of certain things or to fear certain things and you're scared to run away or shun yourself away from certain things because of the programming that took place at those ages. So anytime you want to change your life, you must know that you have to deal with the beliefs that are holding you back. We call them limiting beliefs. There are people who were programmed with good or positive beliefs, meaning a positive belief system that is serving them. But if you see your life going in a direction that you are not pleased with, then you must know that you are dealing with these limiting beliefs that are acting as scripts that are running all day long in your life, and they are hindering you and deterring you from achieving your ultimate goal. So what is it that you need to change about your belief for you to go to the next level? You have to revisit that. Why? Because this is the bank of your memory. It doesn't forget. And how is that memory stored? What happens in that process? Remember, as human beings, when we think, okay, this is the realm of thoughts. Thoughts, and this is the realm of emotions. So you must remember that when we think, we don't think in words. You think in pictures. So you think in crystal images that are colorful, or video clips that are always at play. That's why you don't forget. That is why when you think about something, you remember what happened. You actually play the video clip of what happened that day. You never forget. So when you think, then you don't think in words, you think in pictures. And that information, it is stored here. And that is what is progressing you, or that is what is digressing you. Between the two, you can change your life. Those are the good news I have for you. You can take your life to the next level. You can alter your circumstances. You can raise the standard of your life by doing what? By deciding exactly what is it you want. And that will require you to be patient enough with yourself for you to get the results that you're looking for. Why? Because your subconscious mind doesn't just change. Your subconscious mind must be intentionally programmed over time, over and over again, until that information is accepted here and it becomes a new belief system. And once that becomes a new belief system, then you change. Your life changes. Your habits change. Your behavior changes. Your circumstances get altered. Why? Because that information was accepted here. So you may want something at this level. But if you don't feel about the same thing at this level, at a subconscious level, you'll never experience it. So you might say, I want to be successful. You might know that. You might want that. You might have a picture of what exactly you want. But if you have a subconscious script of lack, you can never experience success. And there's a way you can alter that. So you may want it here. Until you feel it here, you'll never experience it. And how do you do that? So we have learned now that according to neuroscience, it takes about 21 days to break a habit. It takes about 21 days to break a habit. So this picture must be clear here. You must have the image of what you want here. That picture must be clear. And for that picture to be accepted at this level, remember we said this is a gardener and this is a fertile garden. The role of any gardener is to sow seeds. And the subconscious mind takes any seed because it's a fertile garden. So it takes any seed you plant there. So if you concentrate on planting and continue to nurture, then this image will eventually be formed here. How does that happen? It takes 21 days to break a habit. You are just breaking a habit at 21 days. It takes a cycle of 221 days, 2 cycles of 221 days to embed a new habit. Okay, here we are embedding, meaning we are installing. Here we are embedding. Takes a cycle of 221 days to install a new habit, and it takes a total of 63 days to transform your life. A cycle of 63 days to transform your life. Have the picture here of what you want. That is why I always encourage people to do this. I've always done it. I remember one silly experiment that I did many years ago. I remember they had just introduced the new Samsung Note phones. We call them Samsung Note, yes. They had a pen. I wanted this phone. And it was about 6,000 rands then. I didn't have it, and I couldn't afford it, and I wanted it. So I had learned this information now, and I was practicing these principles in my life. So what I done, I printed out a colorful picture of this phone. I inserted it in a plastic sleeve, and I placed it on top of our dining table. So anytime during the day, I would just see this thing, and I didn't really concentrate on it. This happened for about 2 months, and an opportunity opened up, and that changed everything. I got a gig. That gig then gave me about 20 grand. I was able to buy myself my phone, and the rest then I gave it to my wife. I've tested these principles over time now. And I have about 17 years practicing these principles, and I've seen them working all the time. A law is a law. If you apply the law will always work for you. If you disobey the law will work against you. The law of gravity is a law. No matter what you can do, it is a law. So if you want to go to the next level, you must apply the law of lift. That's why an aircraft, when it has to take off, it applies the law of lift. These are the laws of aerodynamics. It must apply another law for it to go to the next level. So if you want to operate or go against the laws that are currently holding you, there are things that you have to intentionally do to take yourself to the next level, intentionally so. So that's what I did. And I have seen I can share with you many testimonies of how I've impacted or improved the quality of my life using these principles. So it takes 63 days for your life to be transformed. You can have this image here, but if it's just going to be a fuzzy image, there is no intentional emotion on it, and you are not consistent in feeling and thinking about the same thing, you'll never experience that. That is what you call just daydreaming, because you are not willing to do the work. Manifesting or translating your life and taking your life to the next level takes intentionality. Without intention, nothing will ever happen. You have to be intentional. You can't just daydream. Many people are daydreaming. People have dreams. You must apply the work. Why? You have to reprogram the limiting beliefs that were installed in you. How were they installed? Through what you were exposed to, through what was said to you. Many of you were told that you'll never amount to anything. In fact, you don't even have a reference of someone in your family who has ever succeeded. You might be the first person who has ever driven a car in your family. Why? Because that is just the circumstance you found yourself in. Now, our role is not to blame the circumstances we find ourselves in. Our role is to transform and translate those circumstances to something better. Someone once said, it's not your fault to be born with where you were born. It is not your fault to be born where you were born, but it is your fault in what you do with your life from where you were born. That's up to you. So the decisions you make from there, will determine exactly what happens to you. I remember a story of two guys that were raised in this family, and the father was a binge drinker. So these two sons made two different decisions. One said, I will just follow suit. I will just follow on the footsteps of my father and become a drunkard because this is the only reference of success I know. And guess what happened to him? He became a binge drinker as well and became an alcoholic. The second one said, I hate anything that has to do with alcohol. I never want my children to experience such circumstances, and therefore I'm changing my life and I will never touch alcohol in my life. Same brothers, same circumstance, two different reasons, two decisions that took them to two different pathways. The other one succeeded and the other one ended up passing away. Why? Because of the quality of the decisions they made. So your circumstances does not determine your decisions. You determine your own decisions. You determine the decisions. The circumstances will always be there. In other words, events will always take place. Things will always happen to us. Others we have planned, others we did not plan. They are just happenstance. Doesn't mean that you can't make decisions that are congruent with the success that you want for you to go to the next level. I hope that makes sense. And I pray that that makes sense. So you can change your life, you can transform your life, and you do that by being patient with yourself. There is nothing as shortcut to success. There is nothing as shortcut to success. Anyone has to do the work. Jim Rohn once said, you can never employ anyone to do push-ups for you. You have to put in the work. In this thing, in transforming your life, you have to put in the work. I know in the scripture, in Romans chapter 12, verse 1 to 2, it says, do not be transformed. Oh, in fact, no, it's I know a scripture in Romans chapter 12, verse 1 to 2. It says, do not conform to the standards of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be transformed by the renewing. Don't conform. Meaning, don't accept the circumstances as they are and as you found them. But be transformed. How? By the renewal of your mind. You have to intentionally renew your mind. Meaning, you have to do the work. Nothing just happens. So it will take about 3 months for you to see this imaging forming here. And once this image forms here, the behavior is inevitable. Circumstances will just change. You'll see things changing in a split second. You'll see your circumstances melting like wax because you have done the what? The work. So most people don't know how to do the work. You have to do the work of intentionally changing your mind and the system and the belief systems that are not serving you. Any system or any belief system that is not serving you, you have to discard it immediately. You don't have to entertain things for the sake of entertaining them. You have to make a decision to change them. So this is how the conscious and the subconscious work. This is your gardener. This is your fertile garden. Whatever you sow here, it will sprout. People today are eating circumstantially the fruits of what they have planted in their minds. That is why you must be careful with what you plant in the fertile garden of your mind. There's a scripture that says, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. That word, the heart, there means a subconscious mind. So be careful what goes into the fertile soil of your subconscious mind, because you will reap the fruit and you will eat that harvest, whether good or whether bad. It is up to you. I hope this has made sense, and I hope you will apply these principles and be careful and be conscious of what I have just shared with you today. One thing that I don't want to leave out is a system called the RAS. I can say the RAS is the bridge between the conscious and the subconscious mind. What does that mean? RAS stands for reticular activating system. RAS is what filters what's important to you. You have experienced this many times where you would say, you know, I would love to drive a white BMW. And before you know it, you see it everywhere. On adverts, on TV, when you're driving down the road, you see the same car. You think, what is happening? You know, what's happening? This is so coincidental. No, it's not coincidental. The RAS, the reticular activating system in your body, has filtered what's important to you. And it is bringing it to your attention. So if your RAS is programmed in a negative way, you know, there are people who are always looking for negativity. Whatever good you can present to them, they will always see the negative. Why? Because that is how their mind is programmed, or how their minds are programmed. So it's up to you to program your mind the way you want to see the things that you want to see and the things that you want to experience. Your success is in your hands. Your success is in your hands. Anytime you blame anyone for anything that happens to you, that means you don't take 100% responsibility of your life. You have to take responsibility. Take responsibility with your decisions, with the things that have happened around you and in your life. And your life will change only when you make the decision to change your life. So program yourself in a positive way and you will see circumstances transforming. Also, it doesn't help to have many images that you want to translate at the same time into their physical equivalents. No. Give your dream a chance. Give your dream a chance. You know, the power of a dream, it's so sensitive to me because I understand its importance and I understand its impact. If you succeed, then everyone around you will be impacted. Meaning the gift that you have within you, that you've been procrastinating in producing it to the world, that is not your gift. That's what it's called a gift. You might take what you have for granted, but to other people it's treasure. It's treasure. I wonder what would have happened if next month they decided to say, you know what, I'll just stay here with my wife at Kunu and that's it. I don't have heart for anything. I just want to be here and continue to be a chief. What would have happened to the world? What would have happened to the leaders that we know today who stood up and said yes to their dreams? What would have happened if those people said, we don't have time to take or to experience this, or we don't have time to translate this into its physical equivalence. We don't have time to follow our dream. We don't have time to pursue our dream. We just want to remain mediocre. There is no reward in mediocrity. Let me tell you, there is no reward in mediocrity. You have to make a decision to say, I will give my dream a chance. And there are many people who will benefit from that dream. Many people will benefit from that dream because that gift is not your gift. That's why I call it a gift. It's someone else's gift. You are taking it for granted because it's not for you, it's for other people. The reason God created life to be in that way is so that we don't become selfish. Because if your dream was only entertaining you or only serving you, then you won't see a need to serve other people. So we are all here for one reason. We are here to serve. And we are here to serve through our gifts and our talents. So give that dream a chance. Give your dream a chance. Until next time, take charge of your life. And thank you for listening. Continue to listen and watch this content over and over again until it makes sense. And I hope the best for you. Thank you.